victory lane like his brother in 2013. Vince?
Certainly has been an impressive day so far for Ty Dillon. Wouldn't be surprised if he's competing for it at the end. You know, it's interesting, the different dynamic, the different handling circumstances and characteristics of the trucks that we've seen and how the track has changed. Check out this. We're going to show you a split screen here. Christopher Bell on your left, Bobby Pierce on the right. And look at the difference in the way these guys are working the wheels.
Yeah, I think when you look at Christopher Bell, you see him turn the truck to the left, and then when he hits the throttle, he starts turning it back to the right. And I think when you see Bobby Pierce go into the corner here, he's going to go into the corner, he's going to turn to the left, oh, a lot left, and then it just takes longer for him to get the truck to rotate. So that's really what you want. You want to be able to drive the truck straight into the corner. When you tip into the gas, that's a Tony Stewart term, by the way. Tip into the gas. I figured since we were at Eldora, you tip into the gas, you want that truck to rotate and turn up off the corner.
And you know, what's interesting about this, Vince, is you can see all kinds of different driving styles. But obviously, Pierce's truck isn't handling like he wants it to. Too much steering to the left. You want to hold the wheel straight on entry like you see Bell doing, Kevin so eloquently alluded to. But what I also love, Pierce made that truck better. They got better and better all night long, and in his last chance qualifier, I think he got it dialed in. We're going to have some great views from inside of those trucks, along with some special looks from the 29 truck of Chase Briscoe as well.
You know, we saw some interesting racing in the qualifying races, and they were just 6 or 7 trucks out there on the track at a time. Now, all of a sudden, we're going to have 32 out there, and that's going to be a lot of fun. Well, the Grand Marshal for the race tonight is a legend, Jack Hewitt. He won 43 times here at Eldora.
Race fans, we have one more thing to do before we get ready to rock and roll. And to bring you the command, we've got the charismatic, the colorful, the prolific Mr. Jack Hewitt.
Gentlemen, drivers, start your engines.
It's a full house. The fans are ready. The drivers are ready. We're ready. The Dirt Derby from Eldora next.
On my travels across the country, I came across this house with water dripping from the ceiling. You never know when something like this will happen. So let the Geico Insurance Agency help you with homeowners insurance and protect yourself from things like fire, theft, or in this case, water damage. Now, if I had to guess, I'd say somewhere upstairs there's a broken pipe.
Let the Geico Insurance Agency help you with homeowners insurance. Call today to see how much you could save.
You just got the same handbag as everyone else.
Wow.
But did you check eBay?
I don't know.
Get the thing that's so you from this season, last season, or next season. Fill your cart with color. eBay.
Man, if they sold these pretzel dogs at the stadium...
Oh, everybody would love it.
Getting a hot dog on a premium pretzel bun with melty cheese sauce and crispy bacon here.
Oh, no thanks. I already got one.
The summer's biggest hit is the premium pretzel dog. This is how you Sonic.
The art of war. If your opponent is superior, evade him. If taking ease, give him no rest.
Can't play games in the octagon.
If equally matched, fight like hell. Weidman. Gastelum. UFC Fight Night, Saturday on Fox.
How about this view? The half-mile Eldora Speedway. Some say it's out in the middle of nowhere, but when you pull up to Eldora, you know you are there. You have arrived. Let's take a look at the Camping World track description, Michael.
Well, it's a half mile. The turns are banked 24 degrees. That means a lot of speed, Vince, through these corners. The straightaways are even banked. It's clay and dirt. It's built in 1954, and there's been some amazing action here ever since.
The Camping World race analysis.
Well, this is a little bit different race. We have 3 stages of 40, 50, 60 laps for a total of 150 laps and 75 miles. This is the 5th race here at Eldora, and last year we had Kyle Larson win this race.
And there wasn't a straight fender on that truck. And I don't expect it to be any different tonight either.
There won't be any straight fenders on any of them. I don't want to expect tonight as you see our front row. Stuart Friesen on pole. First time that he's won pole in a Camping World Truck Series race. Matt Crafton alongside. Christopher Bell, 3-time winner.
Gralla was impressive. Yep. John Hunter Nemechek's taking to the dirt well. Ryan Truex with no dirt racing experience up in the top 10.
And we've got Grant Enfinger and Chase Briscoe. Justin Haley and Johnny Sauter in row 7.
Rico Abreu, third here last year, making his first start of the season. Chris Windham, USAC champion, making his first ever Truck Series start. Max Johnston there. He's all the way from Australia. And Ken Schrader, a fan favorite.
Bobby Pierce with some damage on his truck. They got it fixed. He thinks he's got it tuned up where he can go contend this evening. Corbin Forrester in the 0 truck, back in position 30.
32 trucks rolling and ready to start. And we'll get one more report from pit road, beginning with Chris Neville.
Well, Vince, we didn't see a lot of passing in the qualifying races, but Rick Wren's driver did a lot of passing in the last chance qualifier. Is that going to give your driver a little bit of advantage here early?
Yeah, I think so, because as you noticed, as you said in the heat races, nobody could really pass anybody. So we needed to win that last chance race, so we kind of made some adjustments to try to be able to run the bottom and the top. And with him giving me that feedback, we adjusted a little bit more, because we're going to start almost in the back here. So he's got a lot of people to pass, so I think it helps us that we got to do that, and we've tried to tune in for it. I said, give me 40 more laps of testing here, and we'll try to tune on her one more time.
Herbie?
Well, Rudy Fugel is the crew chief for Christopher Bell, but you told us yesterday that for every other race on the circuit, you're going to call the shots, but you're relying on your driver to be the crew chief this weekend. What kind of job has he done so far?
Yeah, he's done good. He's took care of his truck. We have a really good race team. You know, it's a really good prepared truck. Christopher's done a great job. He's helped us decide where he wants the truck to be, and then we just adjust to it. So starting up front, hopefully stay up there and have a good race and keep this Toyota, get a victory for it.
Kenny Wallace?
Thanks, Army. Down here in turns 1 and 2, let's take a look at the dirt track. It's really moist down here. That means there's going to be a lot of grip. At the start of this race, look for the whole field to be down here trying to make a pass.
Thank you, Kenny. We'll look forward to that as the trucks take their 4-wide alignment, and salute to the fans. And it's great to see all the fans with their phones out taking pictures of this terrific scene here at Eldora tonight. An absolutely beautiful night and a great crowd here at Eldora to witness this race. The 5th time the trucks have raced here at Eldora.
How about this crowd, Vince? Not only is it a packed house, they're on their feet, they're cheering. When Bobby Pierce won that last chance qualifier, they were on their feet. They love their dirt racers, and I think that's what makes this race so special. It pits the dirt guys against the pavement guys, and Bubba Wallace, as a pavement guy, got the victory, but predominantly the dirt regulars have prevailed.
Yeah, and I'd say the one thing that I love coming to Eldora, every time I've been here, it's been for the Prelude to the Dream or the truck race. And both times I've been here, you see a lot of dirt fans, and you see a lot of T-shirts that have Jimmy Johnson and myself,
Kevin Harvick,
and different drivers from what we do on the weekend.
You're looking for a Michael Waltrip.
And we've got some cool onboards. This first one is obviously with Bobby Pierce. He'll give us some great action coming through the field, so there'll be a lot of movement with those hands.
Let's hop on board with Austin Cindric. He's starting in the 17th position, and not only do we have this camera look at him, but look at this. 17th position with a bumper cam. I don't know how long it'll last, but it's going to be fun to watch.
Next one we've got is Chase Briscoe with the Ford camera inside, and he's got the coolest camera on top of his helmet.
The visor cam, take a look at that.
Man, that's cool. That is so awesome.
And look at all that traffic he's going to have to fight through, and you know he's going to be heading that way. One of the guys he'll be trying to chase down is 4th place starter Christopher Bell, holding a smooth wheel all day long, a really fast truck. The favorite to win this race, he's going to roll from 4th position with his Toyota onboard camera.
The first stage is 40 laps. Leading us to green will be Stuart Friesen, who was the fastest qualifier, also won his qualifying race. He'll start on the outside. 2-time series champion Matt Crafton, and that bright yellow machine will start on the inside. 32 trucks. The Dirt Derby at Eldora is green. Everybody successfully through 1 and 2, down the backstretch and through 3 and 4. Stuart Friesen leads the first lap, and look at that view. How do you possibly find your way with that window?
Clear high. So clear high by 1, by half coming outside here. Outside the 21, then you clear up.
Watch him shifting gears right there. In that traffic early in the race, they will go to the lower gear to third to try to make some ground. Briscoe's not only having to fight the steering wheel, trying to see where he's going, but also shift gears as well.
Well, he's got a lot of mud on the front window, and that's what happens when they water this track. And they'll be able to tear that tear-off off when we get to, well, if they choose to pit, when we get to the end of the first 40 laps.
How about Kenny Wallace nailing it? They'll be 3 and 4 wide on the start trying to make passes. That's how this race started exactly. And now guys are starting to drift up to the top against the cushion right out next to the wall.
The thing that I'm noticing the most, that I would be the most worried about, are the grills on these trucks. And as much mud as there is in front, there's a lot of stuff on the front of these trucks already. A lot of mud. Not stuff, that's mud.
As you look at Briscoe trying to make his way up through, currently running 11th in that 29. How about the front of those trucks and the grill? You're starting to see some of that, all that dirt, and there's the 63 of Bobby Pierce that has come to a stop, and the yellow is out.
Hold up. Keep on, come on.
That's Pierce's second spin of the day. A lot of damage when he spun in his heat race. Not any damage that time, but he's going to go a lap down.
A little bit of right front damage. You're going to have to look at that ring.
Bobby Pierce started 26th, one of the drivers we thought was going to be a real serious contender to win this race, trying to make some moves. There's J.J. Yaley in the 83 that spins and gets into the front of the 63. Chris Wyndham in the 36 got in there as well.
And Kevin, you know, I mean, you've done a little bit of dirt racing. There's just hardly no way to avoid a spinning truck because you just don't have any grip.
Yeah, and especially right now when it's wet like that. I mean, you see it, you know, the 36 getting to the back of the 63 there, but that all was caused from J.J. Yaley just getting loose. And it's hard. It's slimy right now. You don't really know what you have, and everybody's all over the racetrack. You're in different spots that you hadn't been in all day, and, you know, stuff like that is going to happen.
One thing I noticed, Kevin, you talked about these grills as these cars come behind me, the trucks. The top 6 or 7, Kevin, no dirt on the front. There's an old saying, if you're up front, you're good. But take a look at these front. There you go. There's Matt Crafton, the Ford. They look good, Kevin. But as you get back to around 10th or 12th, look at the 29. They might overheat. Let's keep an eye on it. Vince?
Yeah, that's certainly something we saw John Hunter Nemechek's truck earlier in the day overheating because of the same exact reason. And look at the mud on the front of that truck of Chase Briscoe.
And it looks like Chase Briscoe's truck right there has just a regular screen in the front of it. A lot of time we'll run what is called outerwear, and it's this real fine, thin screen, and it'll have the mud fall off.
Here's from Chase Briscoe's view. Look at the mud. Watch the mud get on that front windshield and how his vision all of a sudden becomes reduced.
Man, I know how that feels. Schrader absolutely duped me one day. He said, just follow me out here. I didn't know we were going to pack the track. We went out of the pits, and he smashed the gas, and I had 2 inches of mud all over my shield.
How about Christopher Bell running third, Hermie?
Well, Vince, some interesting conversation from Christopher Bell just prior to the green flag falling. In years past, we've seen a lot of drivers be able to make up ground on the bottom of the racetrack to start the event, but before they dropped the flag, he told his spotter, Tony Hirschman, hey, I think we're going to be better on the top. If you see some drivers start making moves on the bottom and making progress, let me know. But I think it's a little bit slimy at the bottom to begin the race. So we'll keep an eye on whether or not the 4 and some of the other front runners are going to have to move around in it to protect that lead.
Well,
OFR, are you there?
With Tony Stewart earlier in the day, and talking about how he might alter the track.
I'm trying to get a guy connected to our TeamSpeak.
Putting some water down on that lower groove to provide some options.
What is our password?
A little tackiness to that lower groove, Mike, and that's exactly what we saw at the start of the race in these initial laps.
Yeah, and we've had a lot of guys pit. You know, Kenny Wallace talked about back 10th, 15th, 20th guys with a lot of dirt, mud on their grills overheating. We've got guys coming to pit road to clean their grills off.
Yeah, I don't know. I've got a server address with what you give me, and then I've got nickname and then a server password.
Just a few pieces here and there off. There was piles of mud on the ground.
Chris Neville.
All right, I'll try it. Do you know where it is where you assign a button to talk? You know where that is? So I can tell him.
Until they get back up to speed, he's not going to know if there's any issues with maybe toe or camber on that right front. But he thinks right now it's just cosmetic, and way, that truck has a lot of cosmetic damage after today.
Well, and also that 83 of J.J. Yaley that spun initially that caused Bobby Pierce to have that contact. The hood is up on that 83 of Yaley, and there's the 21 of Johnny Sauter. Flap up on the front end of that machine. Kenny.
Vince, there's something they do on the mile dirt track, specifically Springfield and DuQuoin. Look at the piece of plastic on the 21. There you go. What that was, years ago, they would put that there. See the mud? That is supposed to keep the mud from going on the windshield. So the ideal is the mud hits that, not the windshield. That's also on the 45 truck tonight. So I had a lot of people ask about that.
Yeah, I'd say they need a bigger flap.
We need a bigger flap. Those truck windows are way taller than whatever they had them on before, because that window's dirty.
Yeah.
And this one as well.
How much of a distraction is this as a driver for you in this situation with that windshield looking the way it does for Briscoe?
It would certainly be a lot worse for Harvick and I because we're not used to racing the dirt.
Right.
But this kid has raced dirt as